I'm Vic Senese, and this is UroNurse News. Today, a major new study is raising important public health questions about something millions of Americans live with every day, tattoo ink. New research out of Switzerland shows that tattoo ink doesn't just stay in the skin after you get a tattoo. It moves rapidly into the body, specifically into the lymphatic system, where it can linger for months. Scientists at the Università della Svizzera Italiana used a mouse model to track where pigment goes after tattooing. Within minutes, ink particles drained into nearby lymph nodes and continued to build up for 2 months. This accumulation triggered immune cell death and ongoing inflammation inside those lymph nodes. In other words, the immune system isn't just noticing the ink, it's fighting it, and in some cases, losing cells in the process. But the most striking finding, tattoo ink appears to weaken vaccine responses, depending on the type of vaccine and where it's injected. In mice, the immune response to the COVID-19 vaccine was significantly weaker when the shot was given in tattooed skin. But interestingly, the same inflammation caused by tattooing actually boosted the response to an inactivated flu vaccine. So tattooing may enhance some immune reactions and dampen others. It's this inconsistency that is exactly why researchers say this deserves much deeper study. In 2023, the Pew Research Center survey shows 32% of U.S. adults now have at least one tattoo, and nearly a quarter have multiple. Not me, no tattooing for me. With billions spent globally on tattoos every year, scientists say the regulatory standards for tattoo inks are far too low, especially compared with medical products. The study authors describe their work as the most extensive study to date on tattoo ink and immune response. And they warn that health concerns are serious enough to warrant stronger toxicology testing and tougher oversight. Now, this new research doesn't confirm that humans experience the same immune disruptions as the mice in the study, but there's some mounting evidence pointing in the same direction. In the 2024 Swedish study involving nearly 12,000 people, they found that individuals with tattoos had a 21% higher risk of malignant lymphoma. The risk was highest within the first 2 years after getting a tattoo, and then rose again more than a decade later. A Danish twin study published in January showed similar results. Tattooed participants had higher rates of melanoma, squamous cell carcinoma, and lymphoma. And the larger the tattoo, anything bigger than a palm, the greater the risk. In fact, large tattoos were linked to a 2.7-fold higher hazard of lymphoma. Imagine what these sleeve tattoos and all over the place. Researchers say pigments like carbon black, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, and azo dyes can migrate into lymph nodes and stay there for years. And these are not medically regulated substances. They're industrial pigments, some of which were never intended to be injected into the human body. Think about that. And because the lymphatic system is a central part of immunity, anything that accumulates there has a potential to influence cancer risk, inflammation, and vaccine response. So what does this mean for people with tattoos? Well, this research doesn't say you should avoid tattoos altogether, but I'm telling you to. It does point to gaps in regulation, unknown long-term risk, and a clear need for more research, especially as tattooing becomes more mainstream. For now, experts advise choosing reputable artists, using known inks, and avoiding large tattoo sessions, if you're immunocompromised especially. We'll continue to follow this research as it evolves. Hey, tomorrow on UroNurse News, we're diving into a topic that affects every meal, every snack, and every family: ultra-processed foods. We'll break down the latest global research from The Lancet, uncover the hidden risks, and explore how corporate profit is driving what ends up on your plate. Plus, we'll highlight practical steps you can take to protect your health and make better choices in a world full of ultra-processed foods. Don't miss it. Tune in tomorrow on UroNurse News, because your health comes first. Hey, tonight on Dr. Jeff Talks About Sex and Intimacy, we're diving into one of the most important and often misunderstood men's health topics: restoring length, correcting curvature and restoring confidence of, your member. Dr. Jeff sits down with Dr. Landon Tross, one of the leading experts in sexual medicine, for a powerful conversation about Peyronie's disease, which is that curvature of the penis, penile rehabilitation, traction therapy, surgical advances, and real emotional journey that men and their partners experience. If you or someone you love has been looking for answers or hope, this is an episode you don't want to miss. Honest talk, real solutions, and a conversation that could change lives. Join us tonight on Dr. Jeff Talks About Sex and Intimacy at drjeffsextalk.com. And don't miss it, 7 p.m. Central Time. For UroNurse News, I'm Vic Senese. Don't forget, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Deck the halls with updates and cheer. Trusted insights throughout the year. With every story